Hi, guys. I think I've got everything set up. Had this all set up earlier today, so I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think we're good. Oh, I got a lot of people on so far. Oh, hi, Christy. Yay, you get to watch live. I'm glad. Glad you're back home, too. And Candy, I'm glad you made it up this week, too. And Carol Peterhans, I think is how you say it, from Texas. Glad you're here. Romaine from sunny Pennsylvania. It's sunny today here in Indiana, too. It's been a really nice day. That cold front, I think, went through yesterday, and we're having some really nice weather today. Let's see. Oh, hi, Becky. I'm glad you're back. Thanks for sharing. You share every week. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Marlene from Wisconsin. Glad you're here, Marlene. Hi, Ann. Looks like a lot of you got to come on right at the very beginning. That doesn't get to happen very often. I know we've all got our crazy schedules. I'm glad to see all you guys on already. Hi, Lola from Green Bay. Glad you're back. Hi, Crystal. And Perry Sanders. Good evening. Glad you're here. And Marilyn, back on live. You sure are. Yay. Glad you're here. And Ann, let's see, Alderton. Glad you're here too. I've got this glare. One of these days I'll figure out the glare thing, but I have to look really close because it's got this nice little glare from the light right above it. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and get started because we've got a good crowd here already. I'm using a bundle that I've had. I think it was one of the first ones I bought. I'm trying to think if I bought it in my first order, but I definitely didn't do it in my first order, but it was one of the first things I got, the Round We Go. It's a really neat set, good for so many different things, for scrapbook pages, for the cards I'm making tonight. It's also good for gifts. You can have it be a little topper on a box for a gift bag, gift box or anything like that. Just a lot of different things you can do with it. And I'll be showing you some different ways to make pinwheels with it too. So, oh, I got some more people coming on. I'll try to say hi to all of you. You're coming on fast. Yay. I'm glad you're here. Denise Weiger, I think I say it. Glad you're back from Colorado. Hey, Paula. Okay. Oh, and thanks for sharing, Paula. I appreciate that. Okay. We're going to start the door prize tonight since we've got a few people on here. A lot of times I like to wait a couple minutes just to give people a chance, but we've got, like I said, a good crowd already. I think more on YouTube than Facebook, but Facebook's getting up there. We're doing good. I like to go live on both places. So, for those of you that haven't been on before, I am live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So, if I say hi to somebody, you're like, oh, I don't see that person on the comments, it's because they're probably on the other platform. Just so you know, you're not going crazy. Okay. Oh boy, I'm not probably not gonna say this right. It's Eleni Borden from Holland. I am so glad you're here. I love having people from other countries come on. That's a lot of fun. It's neat how the internet brings us all together. I'm glad you're here. I think you're the first one I've had from Holland. At least it has told me they're from Holland. So I'm glad you're here. Oh, and you haven't gotten this one yet? It's a lot of fun. I came up and I couldn't believe I made these last week. I came up with these really quick. I was really surprised. I was afraid because I usually go for the flower stamps like a lot of people do, those type things. But I was surprised how quick I came up with these. So I really, really like this one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Let me start the door prize thing. Got a lot of new people now with the door prize per Stampin' Up rule. Since I'm using product, I can only offer door prizes to people that live in the United States. So if you live in the United States and want to be part of my door prize drawing, then you need to put down, let me pop this up on the screen, comment hashtag door prize. You don't have to type in the comment part, but just do hashtag door prize, all one word, all small letters, typed in exactly the way you see it there. And you've also seen a few of my regulars that have already done that. So just type it in just like that. The reason while you're watching it live, you have to do it just type it in exactly that way, because a program is who picks out the winner. It pulls all of the comments that say hashtag door prize, but it has to be typed in just like that for it to recognize it. Now, if you're watching the replay, because I know there are people that can't make it live, when you're watching the replay, if it's not perfect, no big deal, because I have two door prizes. I always do one door prize for everybody who watches live, and then I do another door prize that everybody watches live and everybody watches the replay can do. Now, for those of you that are watching live right now, I will draw the winner at the end of the video. And then for the second door prize, that will be drawn in the next live. And speaking of the next live, since next week is July 4th, and my family, we always go to our local park here where all the fireworks go off and stuff and spend the day. So I won't be able to do a live next week. I'll come up with a gift for orders next week. So no live next week. I'll be back again. So that'll make it July 11th. Is when I'll be. Is that right? Not July 11th. Yeah, July 11th. It will be the next one. So I want to make sure I told you that since I started talking about the next live. That helped me remember. Oh, hi, Lorraine and Deborah. I saw some underneath my. I could tell the scroll. It was scrolling up. Let's see here. Got hi, Lola and Randa. Glad you're back, and Deborah and Marilyn Kane. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I see a bunch of people putting on the hashtag door prize. Now let me change the camera here, and I'll put hashtag door prize on this one too for people to just come on. This is going to be for the drawing for everybody that commented hashtag door prize last week during the replay and the live. So I'm going to pull up this screen right here. And this has got all the names that everybody did hashtag door prize last week during the live and during the replay. Around 40 people last week. That's about my average. Oh, Cindy Howard, you won again. I know I had your address. I think you won last week. Congratulations. It was a couple weeks ago. That happens every once in a while. It'll probably end up being you won't win any for a little while now that you won it twice. You never know. But that's why I always use one of these programs. Oops, wait a minute. I clicked on the wrong thing. That's why I use one of these programs, so that way I'm not the one that picks the names. Okay, so I'm going to write Cindy on there. And I will get those mailed out probably beginning of next week. Okay, now back to this screen again, and I'm going to do the, there we go. I'm going to show you the two for tonight. This is for everybody that's watching live now. You know, I'm going to take that ticker down just for a minute. There we go. That gives me a little more screen. I don't want to take that door price off of there, but it comes on. These are brand new. I had a couple extra packs for my card club this month. This is the adhesive back textured dots. I think they just came back in stock. Yeah, they've been out of stock for a long time. I got them just in time for my club members and ended up getting a couple extra just in case. So I still have these two to give away. So these are really, really neat. I wish you could see the texture. You might be able to see it a little bit, but I love these. You can tell they're large and small. You can use them on so many different things. It's actually part of the, let's see here, the Wildly Flowering Suite. I think that's I know the bundle is Wildflower Designs. That's that suite that's got that bundle, has these in it. But that's for everybody that does hashtag door prize here tonight during the live. And then everybody that's during the live and the replay that does hashtag door prize will get put in the drawing for the Iridescent Pearl Basic Jewels. I had one more pack of these left in my stash. These are still available. Yes. I have to double check. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are still available in the annual catalog. But this is also for everybody that does hashtag door prize during the live and the replay. And I will announce this winner in the next live, which, like I said, is going to be July 11th, since I'm not going to be going live on July 4th. I figured you guys would all be busy too, having fun. So let's go ahead. So you can do that once you've done your hashtag door prize. You're in the drawing for tonight, so you don't need to worry about doing it again. If you're worried, like, oh, did I remember to do it? You can definitely do it again, but just one will be entered into the drawing. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get that ticker back up, because I have a few things to tell you. I'm going to get rid of this one. The way my classes work, for those of you that are new, you can get the card kits to make 2 each of the cards I'm making here tonight. So if you place a $40 order before shipping and tax, anytime I give you a price number for ordering, it's always before shipping and tax. Let me go ahead and pop this up too so you can see the host code. Use that host code with your $40 order and you will get the card kits to make 2 each of the cards here tonight. I only do die cutting if it's a die set that's not part of the featured bundle. This week, I ended up not using any extra dies, so all the die cutting you'll have to do on your own with the Round We Go bundle, if you've got it. If you don't have it, you can use whatever bundle you have on hand, and I will supply the cardstock for the die cutting. I just won't do the die cutting for you. So if you substitute with another bundle to make the cards, then you can use those papers with whatever you're using. Hope that made sense, but you do not have to use the Round We Go unless you just want to. I think you're going to like this bundle a lot. So that's to get $40 order with that host code you see before shipping and tax. You get these. If you bump it up to a $50 order, you'll also get the Iridescent Faceted Gems. These are adorable and they are perfect. I'll probably be able to show them better here. I don't want to take them out of the packaging because this is one of the full packs. But they have little designs in them that I think are perfect with the pinwheels. And now this is part of another suite, but when I saw them, I thought, oh, these would be perfect for this one. So that's what you can get free with a $50 order before shipping and tax using that host code. But if you end up placing an order that's $150 or more before shipping and tax, do not use that host code. You'll still get all of this for free. And you will also get the Stampin' Words from Stampin' Up. Always want to make sure you know about that. Okay. Oh, thanks, Denise. I just saw you said you shared it. I know I've missed some people. See a bunch of door prizes. I will come back and look at your comments after the video in case I missed them. And while I start making cards, I might miss them too. So I'm going to take the ticker down just because that gives us a little more room when I start making the cards. And I'll leave that host code up there for you though. But one thing I did forget to tell you, I'm going to go with my hands, my face, so you don't have to just see my hand moving around. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, any links that I bring up during the video, look at the top of my Create with Christy page and click on that Learn More button. That has all the links that I'm referring to. If you want to get the information on this class, then you want to click on the one that says Get Free Stuff When You Order From Me. That's the one you're going to click on. If you're watching on YouTube, all of the links are down below in the video description, and the one for the class just says Card Class at Home link. So you click on that, and that'll give you all the information. in case you forget once the video is over. But you've got till July 3rd, next Wednesday, the end of the day, your time zone, to get that order placed. Okay. Oh, hi, Michelle. Glad you're here. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and we are going to get started. I'm going to show you this really neat bundle. Here we go. This is Round We Go. This is part of the extra 10% off bundles. In case you didn't know, with bundles, like if you purchase this separately, it would cost you a little more. If you do the bundle price for the stamp set and the dies, you normally save 10%. They're taking off another 10% this month in June, so you're actually saving 20% off versus buying them separately. And this is actually one of the bundles that's still available. We've had a few that have sold out. They're getting more. They're just not going to be back in time for the end of the sale, which ends this Sunday at 11:59 Mountain Time. So if you want to get this and save that extra 10%, make sure you get that order placed before the 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time on Sunday. That'll be June 30th. So I wanted to show you this. And I'm going to be showing you how to just do the pinwheels stamping. That's the first card. Then I'm going to show you this one makes a really neat pinwheel. Just a well, and you can have it be a scalloped edge or a pointy edge, which is cool. So you have two different looks. If you do the whole thing, you get a 3-inch pinwheel, and I'll be doing that on the second card. And then I'll show you how to make a smaller one on the last card. Okay, I need to move some things around here so I can see. There we go. So I'll put this to the side. Here's my first card. I'm going to be using, and this designer series paper I need to tell you about. How many of you remember the Dandy Designs DSP? Whenever I say DSP, that means designer series paper, just in case you don't know that. Back at least 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, during Celebration, you could earn this pack free. It was a great big pack. It's 12 by 12 pack. There are 12 different double-sided designs, and you get 4 of each, so it's a 48-sheet pack. It is on the clearance rack right now. So they had some left over after that Celebration, and they put it on the clearance rack, I think, last time. There aren't too many things left on the clearance rack right now. Hopefully they'll do add some new stuff here before long. But this paper is still available, and I just thought it was perfect for the pinwheels. So I just like the bright colors. That's just a few of the bright colors. But it's called Dandy Designs. So if you, I think I've even wrote that in the video description, but if not, you can go to my online store. Up in that search engine at the top right of the screen, just type in Dandy Designs and it'll pop up for you. Or you can just look on the clearance rack. You'll see it there. Okay, so this is Granny Apple Green, 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, Christy, do you have package? Yep, that was how I was able to use it. I still have my package from earning it too. And the colors are gorgeous, aren't they, Donna? And hi, Donna, by the way. I'm glad you're here. Okay, I'm going to do the corners. My friend from Canada. Okay, now I'm going to fold this. Oh, Nathalie, you're back. I think you came last week. I'm pretty sure. From France. Glad you're here. Okay, so we've got that card base here. And Gladys, I don't think I said hi to you yet either, from Kentucky. Glad you're here too. Okay, so there's the card base folded in half. Now this will be embossed for you. Let me show you. It's a new folder called Dotted Circles. I've used this when I did the Spotlight on Nature. Oh, couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I've lost track of time lately. But this is perfect for this set too. And it's one of our large ones now. Let me grab this other one. This is another one. Well, come to me. This was what our regular size was. Then we've got ones around a 6 by 6 size, I think. I think that's the size. Then this one, and this is a big one. It's like a 5 by 7. 6 by 8.5. That is a nice size. But what I did, I just centered it right here and ran it through, and that's how I was able to get that. But it is a really cool one. We've got another one. I think it's at the Swirls 3D embossing folder. There's a new one coming out. I have a sneak peek set. I'll show you sometime. I should have brought that over. Stampin' Up has a Creativity Now event that's online for us, and we were able to get that suite of products extra early. We usually don't get to pre-order stuff from the September to December catalog until August. So I've got that one, and it's a really neat one, but it's got a big one. I think it's called birch. So it looks like birch wood. Really, really cool, but it's that size too. So I think they're slowly getting that size, and you can do so much with it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Let's see, what do I want to do here? Let's do some stamping first. This is a 5.5 by 2 3/4. This is a photopolymer stamp set. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat. Oh, meant to get a new piece of paper, but that's okay. You guys don't care if it's been used. And I'm going to grab the large pinwheel. There are two of them. The large one is more of a scalloped edge, and the smaller one is the pointed edge. I'm going to use Fresh Freesia. Love this color. And the way to do this, and I had to play around with it, you could do different colors, but I'm going to do the same color. I'm going to stamp it. I always hold it down for a few seconds. Now I'm going to lift it straight up and then move it over just a little bit, because now I'm going to fill in the area in between. There we go. Hold that down, and that gives me a lighter version. It's going to be a little hard to see probably, but there's a lighter scallop going right around there. And you could, like I said, do different colors. But the reason this works better, if you lift it straight up, then all you have to do is move it over just a little bit, left or right, doesn't matter. When I first started making these, I stamped it and kind of lifted it up and then kind of lined it up. It was a little harder to line up. So if you go straight up just a little bit and just turn it, you don't have to line it up. It doesn't take as long to line up. That makes sense, because it kind of keeps this centered. It just works a lot better. So that's just my little tip on that. I learned that the hard way, because once I lifted it up too much and I kind of brought it over, I had trouble getting that circle lined up. So now I'm going to bring in my Granny Apple Green, and that's what I'm going to do for this one. Oops, I got something on there. When I get that off, it's going to mess up my stamping. Some kind of fuzzy thing. There we go. Didn't want to come off. Okay, now get this one inked up. And do the same thing. I'm going to stamp, hold it down for a few seconds so that ink can soak in. Come straight up, and then I just have to move it to the right a little bit. There we go. That one you can see a little better. So there is a die to die cut this out, and I will do that here in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the stamping. There's not much stamping on this one. I'm going to grab this piece. This one is a 4 by 1 inch piece. I'm going to take the Time to Celebrate stamp. And by the way, I was able to use every single die in the bundle on this class. You'll get to see them all in action. And I've used all of the image stamps. I wasn't able to use all the greetings. Oops. Because there are quite a few greetings in the set. Since I was only making 3 cards, I couldn't use them all. But I am using all of the images. So you want to stamp that on the left side of that. So put that to the side. I'm not stamping anything on the inside this time. So now I'm going to do some die cutting. So let me bring this in. Like so. Try to get this so you can see it. There we go. So when you die cut with our embossing machine, Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you do the base platform, a die plate, and a standard cutting plate. Oh, hi, Jan. Just saw you pop on. And Marlene, glad you're here too. Okay, I'm going to bring this one in. I'm going to get the 2 dies. It's going to be these 2 right here. We'll die cut those out. So you take the big scallop one and just get those scallops. What I'm going to look at the dark purple ones. Those are the first ones I lined up. Those are the ones I want to make sure are definitely lined up, because I know those are in the right place. When I stamp the second one, it might be off just a little bit. It looks pretty good though, but you want to definitely line up your the first one that you stamped, because that one's probably a little more true to the die, but nobody's going to tell if it's off just a little bit. So I'm going to do the same thing here, mainly making sure I've got the darker green ones, the ones I stamped first, lined up. As you can tell, our dies, the image completely fills in that opening in the die. And grab another standard cutting plate to go on top. Oh, hi, Patty. And Marva, glad you're here. Oh, you're fine. I just started on the first card. So you guys are good. Okay. So there is that. And I'll be stamping another one of these on the second card, so you'll get to see how I did it. Okay. And then we've got this one. And now I'll get this out of the way. Always want to put my dies away so I don't lose those. Okay. Now we'll start putting this together. This is a 4 by 5¼ inch piece. This is the inside of my card. And I cut there two pieces of the Granny Apple Green design. I'm going to use the narrow one. This is a 4 by 3/4 inch. Grab my seal. Oh, hi, Kathy Walton, glad you're here. Oh, thanks for sharing too. I really appreciate that. When you guys share and like and comment, that really helps a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, now this one I'm going to put it all the way to the bottom. I kind of like seeing a little bit of white this time. I go back and forth. Sometimes I go all the way to the bottom. Sometimes I leave a little white at the bottom. So that is ready. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside of the card before I cover it up and lose it. That's a little inside joke for those of you that have been watching forever. I'm always losing things because I cover them up. By the end of the video, I've got, this looks like a cyclone has gone through, a tornado, and a little hard to find things after a while. Okay, so the inside's done. I'm going to grab this piece. I'm going to do this. This is a fresh freesia. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the colors in this are really cool. This is a 2.5 by 4-inch piece. This side is neat too, but that peach color didn't quite go along with it. Now, one thing, the Dandy Designs, there are a couple colors that they have listed that are retired. So if you don't have them, you can, like our peach pie would probably work with some of these. So don't worry about it. That's actually petal pink there. But most of the colors in the paper are available. There might be like one or two that aren't, maybe even just one. I can't remember. But the vast majority of them, because with all those sheets, there are a ton of different colors in it. We are probably still available. Then this one is a 1.5 by 5 1/4. Go ahead and get some adhesive on here. And this one is just going to go right here. And the bottom and top edges are going to line up with the bottom and top edges of the embossed piece. I'm going to turn this over. I could tell I've got a little bit of DSP hanging over. Thought that looked a little longer, so I'm just going to cut this off. I always just put the scissors right up against the cardstock. That helps me cut it exactly where it needs to be cut. Now, I'm going to go ahead. You know what? I'm not going to put it on yet. We're going to do this. I'm going to grab the large one here. Oh, I forgot to die cut something. This piece is a 4 by 1. You only need a 2 by 1 for one card, but since the card kit has 2, I went ahead and doubled it. So this will be enough for both of your cards if you get the kits. Put this back again. There are 2 regular circles here, and those are the ones I need. So I decided to have a little, not just plain old cardstock for the centers of my pinwheels. I'm not going to worry with the Post-it tape this time, just as long as I know it's staying on the paper. Because as you can see, I'm going to give plenty of paper. Okay. I better get this stamp over here before I knock it off my table. All right, so now we've got some little circles with some stars on them. Okay. And so I want to put those circles. Let me get this out of the way. And grab my pinwheels. And the larger circle is going to go on the big one. And the smaller one goes on the inside. You can use glue dots or you can use seal. I'm going to go ahead and use seal, especially for this bigger one. One glue dot would probably be fine on that, but on this one needs a little more. So you could use a couple glue dots. But the seal works just fine. And this is just going to go right in the middle, like so. And then this one, I'm not going to, since I've already got this out, I'll just go ahead and use it. And put this one in the middle of this one. Okay, now I will bring this back in. And this one is just going to go on with the seal. And I'm going to lay it down and make sure that's where I want it. I'm not going to push it down just yet. It's going to be about right there. Then I'm going to bring this one in. Put some seal on it. And seal is what this adhesive is called, in case you were wondering. It's called Stampin' Seal. This is going to go right across here, so it's going to hide the big one just a little bit. Kind of peeking over the top. And this one is going to go right here. I like this placing of those. So I'm going to go ahead and push these down. This one I decided to do with dimensionals. So I'm going to grab the circles a lot of times, unless they're real big. This one's about medium size, but 3 should still be enough. And I do like a little triangle. That way it doesn't wobble. I'll grab my take your pick tool. Oh, you haven't used this die yet, Kathy? It's a lot of fun. When you do, you're going to love it. Oh, thanks, Becky. I'm glad you're liking the card. You know what? I'm going to wait to do this one right now because I think it's easier to put something without dimensionals onto the card base beforehand. I definitely still could have done it, but I like this laying flat as I'm putting adhesive on it. So this will just go right here in the middle of the card base. Like so. I've already taken the paper backings off, so this one will just go right here. There we go. And there's just one more thing we need to do, or I need to do. I'm going to grab my, I meant to take them out of the package. This is my pack of the Iridescent Faceted Gems. I'll bring them up a little closer. You still may not see it, but there's like a little design, right? Well, that one you might be able to a little bit of a design in them. So you can see the iridescent look to them. But that little asterisk they've got in there reminds me of a pinwheel. So that's why I thought it would be perfect with this. Oh, hi, Liz. Glad you got to make it. And Amanda. And you're fine. This is my first card, and you can always watch the replay later. Okay, I'm going to grab a large one, and I'm going to put it right here on my greeting, and then I'm going to do 2 small ones. They're 2 different sizes. I'm going to put one right here, and another one right here. And that is the first card, and that came together really quick. But if you're looking for something that can be for anybody, something that doesn't have flowers on it, this is a good set to have. Okay, now it's time for card number 2. Oh, thanks, Donna. I'm glad you. Oh, yeah. Aren't those embellishments pretty? I just realized what you were saying. I really like them too. Okay. I was nervous because they weren't available there for a while, and all of a sudden they were there. I'm like, oh, I got to get them for the class. I was afraid they weren't going to be here in time. Okay. I'm trying to move some stuff around here again. Oh, come on. I've got a bunch of wires too for everything. Oh, thanks, Marv. I'm glad you like it. Oh, hi, Melissa. I just saw your hashtag door prize. Okay, now I'm going to go put this over here. And let's grab the second card. This one's got one of my favorite colors, Fresh Freesia. I've done some of the die cutting already just to speed up some things, but I'll show you how I did it. In the kit, there will be I can't even read this. I've got it in a weird spot. It's 11-inch by 1 3/4-inch piece of the plaid. It's plaid design. And what I did, I just, oops, get over here. Ran it through using that same sandwich I used to die cut stuff on the first card. Just did this one and then ran it through again, putting it on the other end. So that's how I got these 2 pieces. And then this is a piece of crushed curry that is 5 by 1 1/4. So 2.5 by 1 1/4 is good for 1 card if you're just making 1 card. If you get the kit, you're going to have this extra long one, so you'll be able to get to die cut a couple others. Now this is neat. So you see I guess it would be a pinwheel on the inside. That was done with this die here. So it does a little embossing and cuts out the circle for you. There we go. I think you see that better. That's how I got that. And I might as well show you how to start making this pinwheel. I'm going to grab my silicone mat again. So I'm going to need that. So you can tell one end is tapered and the other end is just straight. So you want them both to be the same way. So I've just got the tapered ends both on the left. And I'm going to take a little bit of my multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to put it right here because the little tabs are what you want to go on the underside, the back side of the pinwheel. So now that I've got glue on that little tab, I'm going to line the edge of this with the that score line, covering up that tab. And I'm also lining up, making sure that these two ends are at the same place. That looks pretty good. There we go. The one on the right was a little too low. I think I can still get it. There we go. Now you put pressure on it and it won't move anymore. Now it's stuck really good. Now this part is what takes a little long, but you're going to start doing a zigzag so that you can tell that it's got some score lines. But you can tell it folds really easy. So I'll try to go as quickly as possible. And one thing, I have not tried it with this die with cardstock. I think the cardstock probably doesn't do the score lines as well. I think it does work better if you use pattern paper, but you can definitely try it with cardstock. I think I have seen somebody say they tried it with cardstock and they weren't really happy with how it looked. Or well, not really how it looked, just it was a little harder to work with. So the designer paper. Now I'm on the second half, so I'm almost there. I was going to try to fold these a little bit before the video and ran out of time. Thought I better eat some supper. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, bye, Nathalie. I saw that you had to go. You're probably already gone. Sunburst, yes. That's another word for it, Melissa. You're right. Okay, I'm almost there. One more. So I'm just going back and forth as like an accordion fold. Okay, isn't that cool? You can see how it works. Now I'm going to take what's going to happen. The little tab here is going to go like so. So I'm going to be putting on the little tab here, I'm going to grab the glue again. Do it just like I did the other one. It's going to go on the top. So kind of think backwards because normally you want to put glue on the back, but you want to do it on the top for this. And then you bring this around. Get them lined up so that straight edge of the one end is along that score line. And then you want these to be at the scallops and the points to be about the same spot. Okay, I'll hold that down. Now, while I'm working on this, I'm going to grab this here. I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to put some glue all over it. I'm going to put a little more glue than what I normally do. I'm going to cover this up quite a bit. Like so. Now, before I get going, I'm going to grab this. This kind of helps get it to work. You flatten this out. On mine, I'm going to be doing the pointed end. So I'm going to start putting this together. Sometimes it takes a little working to get it flat again. But since I already had put them together, it's a little easier. Okay, now I'm going to once I get it going, you know what? I think it's easier if I just why didn't I do that? Once it starts to go flat, lay it down on your table, and then the rest of it works out just fine. Now, as I'm putting this together, I'm going to put this on top of the circle. Get those in there. I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to push it down really good. And then I'm going to put this on. Oops, sorry. Clang. Hate it when I drop it on that mat. It starts clanging. Of course, it's not going to work as good as it did for me when I first made it. Oh, there we go. I just pushed these two sides together. It actually does better if you do the pressure with the block. So just hold this down for a few seconds. There we go. See, now it's staying a lot better. Now I'm going to put some glue on this one. Once again, I'm going to be a little more generous than usual, I should say. Now this one, I want to make sure I definitely get in the middle. The back one, it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up. But that looks really good. Now I'm going to take this and push it down. And now with both of those circles, it's going to stay together. Oh, thanks, Romaine. I'm glad you like it. Oh, hi, Don. Saw your hashtag door prize come on there. There we go. And now it's together. It is, and it's doing good. I'm even tugging on it. Like I said, that circle's not perfect in the center, but I don't care because I mainly wanted it to be good there. It's close, so it's still supporting it really, really well. Okay, so that is all done. So that is how you make a pinwheel. The hardest part is after you put it all together, then you have to get it to lay flat again. But that went after, it just takes a little practice, then you can get it. Like I said, I should have laid it down flat on here when it started to come together. That made it a lot easier once I did that. Okay, now. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you liked it. Thanks, Jeanne. Yeah, that paper is just really cool too, and I like having that little starburst on that center. Okay, I'm glad you reminded me it was a starburst, Melissa. I knew that. I was like, it's not asterisk. What is it? That is a starburst. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half just so it's ready. It's a regular 5.5 by 8.5 piece of fresh freesia. Get those corners lined up. Find my bone folder. And this is going to be a landscape card, so you want to have the fold on the top. Does it flatten when you mail it? It actually stays up, and I meant to see if I bet it is too thick. Let me grab, I've got one little thing. Hold on just a second. I have a feeling. Yeah, it's a little too thick because I don't even have it on the card. So you probably would have to do a little extra, add some more stamps to it. Because this little thing, if I can get it through this top part, and it is just going through, it's a little tight, so they would have to be extra postage for these. Okay. I'm glad you asked that because I meant to check that out. Yeah, I love this paper. I think it's perfect, Melissa, for it. Okay, now if you get the kit, there are 2 different sizes of the basic white that are super close to being the same size. I don't know. Here, let me do this. Okay, this top one is smaller. It's a 3 3/4 by 5. The smaller one is for the outside. The larger one, the regular 5 1/4 by 4, is for the inside. So right now I'm going to work on this one, the smaller one. Bring in my pierce mat again. Yes, I would definitely add extra postage for sure. Like I said, if it could barely go through with just this, once it gets on the card, it's definitely going to be too thick. So I would definitely add some extra postage to it. I got this. Let's see, who asked that? Melissa. I got this on Amazon. You know what? Let me look and see if I can find the link to it, and I'll put it down in the video description on YouTube. On Melissa, I will put your on Facebook. I will put it in the comments under the video. Okay, I'll actually reply back to your comment with it too. But yeah, I'll see if I can find that. I can't remember if they still make it or not. I can tell it was made with one of those 3D printers, but it is very, very handy. I love it. I use it a lot. Okay, so this is that 5 by 3 3/4 inch piece. And I'm going to take, let's see, I want the large circle one, or scalloped one. I'm going to clean this off because I'm going to use a different color this time. Get my well-used chamois out. And I'm going to use Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to ink this up. So those of you that missed me stamped these on the first card, you ink it up. I'm going to stamp it down here about the lower right corner. So I'll stamp it, hold it down for a few seconds to get that ink to soak in. Then lift it straight up. Then all I have to do is turn it to the right or left, whichever way you want to go. But that kind of makes, if I do it straight up, it lines up so much easier. There we go. And I'm able to get the two-tone effect on that. And it makes it more look like a pinwheel. Now this time I'm going to stamp an inside for it. So there are circle stamps. I can get it. Okay, there's a small one and a larger one. So this is a larger one. That's the one I want. So I'm going to grab my crushed curry. Oh, you have one similar, Marva? Then you can definitely use that if you've got that, if you get the card kit. So you can order different stuff then. Oh, wait a minute. I bet you're talking about the mailing thing. Is that it? That might be it. There we go. So I've got that. Ooh, I need to clean that up a little bit. Now I'm going to take, let's see, Michelle, what's the best way you found to get the chamois wet? It takes me a bit to get it to soften up, but I love how it works. I, I a lot of times, if it's super hard, I will fill my sink up with hot water and just let it soak for a few minutes. And it doesn't take that long at all for it to get soft and ready to go again. But that's probably the easiest way. It doesn't have to be super hot, but I do think it softens up a lot quicker if you use warmer water, and that seems to work pretty good. And periodically you can go over, because like I said, honestly does just take a few minutes. Sometimes I let it soak in the water too. That kind of helps for longer to get some of the ink to kind of rinse out of it. So it's always going to look stained, but that does help to get some of the ink to come out if it just soaks for a while. But you can also start squeezing it some after it's been in the water for a minute or two, and that helps it start to soak up some of the water and it gets softer. So that's how I do that. Oh, good. Yeah, the hot water does help a lot. Okay, now I'm going to grab, where'd I put it? There is this neat background stamp. It's got a lot of little asterisks or sunbursts around it. I'm going to grab the fresh freesia. And I thought we needed to have some neat sunbursts all over this. So I'm just kind of putting it in different places. Maybe one up in this corner. A few here, mainly on the edges. And then I'm going to lay this one down because that's where it's going to go. I think I'm going to add a couple more over here. Don't need too many, so I'm going to add some of my embellishments there too. That looks pretty good, I think. Okay, so now this one goes together really fast too. So I'm going to take this piece, put some adhesive on it. And this is, since it's a little smaller, there's going to be a larger border, a fresh freesia border around it. But that's what I was going for. I kind of wanted to show more of the fresh freesia. And you want that to be on the bottom right corner. Now I'm just going to take some glue. Definitely don't need dimensionals on this. This is pretty fat. Where'd my glue go? There we go. I'm going to get it all over this circle again. And then it's just going to go right about here. Hold that down and putting some pressure on it. When it quits moving around, then I know it's soaked in really good. That feels good. Now I'm going to stamp happy birthday. Grab this again. This is my paper moved on me, so I'm having trouble reading it. 3 by 3/4 inches. Here, I'm going to retape this. I don't want to move it's taped on my stand that's holding my camera, and I don't want to move the stand so I can see it better. There we go. Just taped it in a different spot. Now I can see it. I'm going to do this happy birthday. I love this happy birthday. It's a neat font. I'm going to use Coastal Cabana. Since there's so much of the fresh freesia on there, I thought I should use a different color. And I'm going to stamp this one on the left end, like so. Oh, yes, Kathy, definitely. She said she's thinking 4th of July cards. You could definitely do that. I should have thought to do that. I was trying to, when I do these classes, I try to limit the number of colors I used, or I would have definitely done that for a card. But adding a red and a blue would have brought in too many ink pads. So I'm going to cut this at an end. You see me do that a lot. And there's a die that you're going to see here in a minute, Kathy, that really is going to make you think of fireworks. You're going to like it. So what I'm going to do, this is extra tall. And 1 dimensional wasn't enough. It made this lay too flat. So on the end, it has the cut angle. Let me find get my dimensionals here again. I'm going to put one here and take the paper backing off. So this tells you how fat it is, since I'm having to use 2 dimensionals. I'm just going to put one right on top so they're sticking together. I'm going to put some adhesive on this end, so that way it'll stick on my pinwheel. Take the paper backing off of this one. So that's a stack of 2 to make it just a little bit taller. And make sure it's on there straight. There we go. It even is a little short with a 2, but if you put 3 on, then it's up too high. So 2 worked better than 3. There we go. Let's see here. Oh, Perry, he said, oh, they do make cherry cards. You're right. They actually make you happy when you make them. I could, like I said, I still can't believe how fast these cards came together. A lot of times I struggle with that, but these were pretty easy to come up with. Okay, I'm going to grab these wonderful embellishments. I love these things. I'm going to grab, let's see here, 2 large ones. I'm going to do a large one up here, a small one. I think I'm going to put about over here, and then another large one. I think I'm going to put one down here. So the front's done. I almost forgot. I still need to do the inside. So this time I'm going to do some stamping on the inside. Make sure I'm remembering correctly. Yes. So this is the larger of the 2 basic white rectangles that'll be in the kit. This is the 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to grab this one again and do my Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to stamp this, just a corner of it. I want to see that circle some though, so I'm going to kind of do it like this. Lift it straight up again. So all I have to do is kind of rotate it a little bit. There we go. So that one's ready, except for the center, and I'll do that here in just a minute. Now I'm going to bring in that smaller one again, but I need to clean it because I'm using fresh freesia on this one, and that garden or granny apple green mixed with my fresh freesia won't look very good. So grab my fresh freesia. And I'm going to have these overlap. It kind of makes this one almost look like it's, transparent a little bit. So I'm going to lift this up straight, then just rotate a little bit. Stamp. And I'm going to do another one up here. Bring it straight up, rotate it a little bit. There we go. Now, one thing, it worked out okay. I've got one that kind of messed up. Since I'm doing off the paper a little bit, I suggest inking this up again to do to your second one. Stamp it off and then do it, because you can see when I stamped it the first time, one of them still stayed dark because it was hanging over the edge. So I've got this little weird looking thing right there. It doesn't look bad. So I would suggest, since you're doing them partials and some of them are hanging off and the ink won't come off like it should, clean it, or no, just ink it again. You don't have to clean it. Stamp off and then do the second one. Okay, so now I need to grab those circles. There's the little one. Grab my crushed curry again. Okay, these are the small ones. So I'm going to, I'm at a weird angle here. There we go. Oh well. I'll do it again another time. Put that one there. I had some ink on my block and didn't see it. There we go. So that is the inside. Pretend like that isn't there. It does give it a 3D effect, Crystal. You're right. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get this ready. I could stamp it again, but I'm not going to do that. It'll be fine. I'll make it look better before I give it to anybody. And then this will just go on the inside of the card. And that is it. So there's that one. So yeah, the colors in this paper just, I forget who said cherry, but they definitely are cherry. I think it was Perry. Yeah, they are just gorgeous. I love the colors. These are color combos I need to remember. I need to start making a list. I say that and then I forget to write it down later. So these are definitely color combos I want to remember. Okay, now this one is going to be all die cut pinwheels, no stamped pinwheels. I'm going to use some of the stamps that I haven't used yet, but I'm going to show you how to make a smaller pinwheel out of that die. So I'm trying to move stuff around so I can get my die cutting machine in here. I think that's what I want to do. Actually, nope, let's get the stamping done first. So I'll go ahead and leave this out since I've got it out. This time I'm using Petal Pink and Balmy Blue as the main colors. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you like it. Oh, good. You're very welcome to case. Anybody that's watching wants to case any of my cards, you go right ahead. Oh, thanks, Myra. I'm glad you like that second card. Yeah, the color. I love those colors. Yeah, very pretty. I don't think I've ever done Coastal Cabana with Fresh Freesia before, but I really like that. Okay, so while I'm at it, oh, I already did some die cutting. I just needed one small yellow one, so I used that small circle die for this one. So this one is and I've got to move some stuff around again because I moved it. Now I can't see my paper. This is a 2 by 1 inch piece to get both circles, but I just need one for the one card. Then with this one, I went ahead and die cut these. Now, so far, oh, you know what? I forgot to do something. Ugh. On this one, I'll show you my original. So this is without doing that. Oh, I wish I remembered this. These two dies here, you're probably wondering what these are. After I stamped these and die cut these, I can at least show you how I did it. Then I ran it through the the die cutting machine. These just go right around. So the larger one does the larger scallop and the smaller one does the smaller one. So that's how you line them up. Let me bring it up a little closer. So that's how you line it up. And here, let me show you my original. Can't believe I forgot that. You see that? Isn't that cool? That just makes these still look good without doing that. But when I ran it through, I put this on top, just have the circle, the opening there right in the center. And then you run it through your die cutting machine and you get those little die cuts. So it really makes the pinwheel look cool. I wish I had remembered to do that, but that at least tells you how to do it. So it's those two right there. I need to get a drink. Hold on. All of a sudden, my throat is all dried up. Okay, there we go. I'm glad I remembered so I could show you how to do it. Because I was like, I didn't use those two dies because these are the last two dies I have not used. So what I did, I die cut 2 each of these. So just put this down and this one down, die cut it, and then put it through again. And you'll get 2 of these sheets for both cards. So you do need all 4 for the one card. And then this one, I die cut 1 of these and then the larger of the 2 open circles. So you'll need just 1 of each for one card, and then you can do your other for your second card on this end. And that's out of Petal Pink. This one is a 5.5 by 1 1/4. Okay. So and this is what they look like when they're die cut. So we've got the larger one has the pointed ends and the smaller one has the rounded ends. So that's what they look like. These, Kathy, are what I think of. Well, you can definitely do flowers with them. I think these would make really neat fireworks too. So I'll show you how I'm going to color these two. I'm not just going to keep them light. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way here. Okay, so put those to the side. And then I do want to show you there. Oh, and then here are the 2 things I cut out of that Petal Pink piece. That's what they look like. Now I want to show you how to do this. This is a lot narrower than the bigger one I did. That's how you make them smaller. So the other one, I did it out of a 1 1.3/4 width piece of paper, and I die cut the whole thing. Oh, here, let me just show you. So on the first one, to get a 3-inch one, you do the whole thing. This one ends up being a 2-inch one. And what I did, this piece is a 1-inch strip and 11 inches to get both of them. And let me show you. I didn't want to do the second one because I want to show you how I lined it up. So that way you know how to do it. So let me bring my die cutting machine in here. I forgot I said I was going to stamp first, but I got to thinking I'm just going to get the die cutting done. So what I'm going to do, You decide which end you want, whether you want the pointed scallop or the rounded scallop. I'm going to do the rounded. And as you can see, I'm going to kind of try to line the scallops up with this one here, this end over here, so they're going to be the same width. And that looks pretty good. This time I am going to use tape because I want this to be about the same width. So like I said, this is a 1-inch width. Don't need 2 pieces of tape. So I'm getting it close to the edge of the DSP. Grab my other standard cutting plate, run this through. Oh, thanks, Carol. I'm glad you're liking them. Oh, Jan, I love those. Yeah, I like you said, the circle holes in there. That really makes it look a lot better. I'm mad I forgot that. So I will just show you the one with the circles cut out because it looks so much better. You can definitely do. It's funny. Like I said, when I got done with this one, I thought it looked so good. But then when you do those holes, it just looks so much better. They look kind of plain now, don't they? Okay, so now I've got these two. So these are about the same width. It's okay if they're not perfect. Oh, that's pretty close. I'm happy with that. So to make a smaller one, you just make these narrower, and so you don't use this whole thing. So the largest one you can do is a 3-inch one. And to get my 2-inch one, I used a 1-inch strip. Okay. Because when you die cut this is about 1.5 inches. So just double it. So if you're wanting a, let's say 1-inch one, I don't know if 1-inch one would be kind of small, but then you would do 2 1/2-inch strips. Okay, so I'll put this to the side, showing you how to do that. So now I'll start putting this together again. Oh, hi, Robin. You're fine. You can watch the replay, but I'm on the last card. And now you'll get to see how to do the pinwheel. So once again, and it really doesn't matter which side is what. Actually, with this one, since I am using the scalloped end, these are on the right side. When I did the first one, they were on the left, the little tabs. Now they're on the right. Doesn't matter, just as long as they're on the same side as the other one. That's all that matters. So now I'm going to take, so if I did the pointed end, this would be on the left. But since I'm doing the rounded one, they're on the right now. Get some glue on the tab and line these up. And this one on my right hand is a little shorter. It's a little narrower. So I'm going to make sure I get those scallops lined up. I'm not going to worry that this is a little lower down here because that's going to be covered up with my circle. So if the one is a little bit narrower than the other, like mine, then make sure that you get those scallops lined up. Okay. Now I'm going to start doing that accordion. So go back, forward, back, forward. And like I said, it goes really quick when you use designer series paper. Cardstock, like I said, I've not tried the cardstock, but I'm sure the score lines aren't quite as pronounced. I would probably try, if you want to try cardstock, have it go through the die cutting machine twice. That might make it score a little better. One pass is all you need, though, with the paper. Oh, I'm getting faster at this. When I first made these, well, +2 with it being narrower, I think that makes it a little easier, too. So we've got those already. I'm just kind of pushing those together so they're good and folded. Now find my, there we go. I'm going to find my little tab here. Put some glue on it. Well, bring this around. Once again, making sure I get the scallops lined up. It doesn't matter if the bottom isn't lined up. Actually, this end is lining up better, so I must have had it on crooked. But you're going to see it's still going to look fine. So I've got that all ready to go. After I glue this is what I should have done with the first one. I'm going to make sure that these are folding right here because I kind of flattened them out. There we go. That's going to help later when I start to put it together. Okay, now I'm going to grab my circles so they're ready. I actually want the smaller circle on the front, so I'm going to use the larger one for the back because I thought it'd be better to have this one as a support. So I'm going to, well, let me get the glue on there first. I do think it's a lot easier if you put the glue on before you start putting the pinwheel flat. Okay. And lay this flat, bring these out. Oh yeah, that goes so much better. Now where it's glued, I think I didn't glue them right. But this, there we go. That went together a lot easier. So now I'm going to put this on the circle. Oh, here I said it went great, and then I picked it up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this upside down. This makes, okay, this is going to be a lot better. Do it upside down first, get it together. I've got two pieces gluing together that aren't supposed to be gluing together. That's why it's not working. I noticed I had some glue ooze out, and that messed it up. There we go. Well, no, it's still not working right. For some reason, I'm not getting them to fold correctly right where they're meeting. Ugh. Only on alive will this happen. Get it to work as well. You know, I'm just going to flatten that. That's on the back. It's going to be just fine. Now I'm going to take this and put this on top. Now that I've got it flat, that actually works better, me doing that. Now I'm going to take my block, put this on there and push it down so I get that pressure on there. There we go. But yeah, this glue definitely holds the best of our glues for sure. Okay, see, that looks fine. It does look a little funky right there. Oh, there. That looks much better. So the back doesn't look real great. The front looks just fine. Nobody's going to know the difference. Now I'm going to bring in my smaller ones here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue here on the back of my yellow one. And this one's just going to go right in the center of my petal pink one. Because this one can definitely look like a flower too. Hold that down. This is actually going to probably be a little bit wider than my first one because my circle wasn't quite that big. So if the gap is a little bigger, it's actually going to make it a little larger too. But I am okay with that. Actually, I just thought, I bet the gap is there because one side I had a little bit narrower than the other. That's right. That's why that gap is there. But no worries, this circle is going to cover it up just fine. Grab my block again and hold it down. There we go. Perfect. That works, and I can tell it's attached really good. Not in the center, like I said, I don't care. This is the side I want to make sure I've got it. So I think that looks more like a flower. So if you do a smaller one, I think that looks like a flower. Okay. Now I'm going to, let's see here. What do I want to do now? Oh, yes. I was getting ahead of myself. You know what? I'll just do it on here. I'm going to grab those die cuts. So I'm going to get these ready. I want a big one and a small one paired together, another big one and small one paired together. I'm going to grab my small blending brushes. You could use the big ones too, but since these were kind of small, I thought the small blending brushes would work really good. I'm going to pick up some balmy blue, and I'm going to put blue all over this. Now, I could just have used, balmy blue cardstock, but once again, I want to have areas that are lighter than others. And what I'm doing, I'm starting from the middle and going out. I'm not going really hard because I do not want to mess up my little, or tear one of my points off. I'm going to try to make it so the inside is just a little bit darker and the ends are a little bit lighter. Do it with this one. So I want a large one and a smaller one, balmy blue. And if I keep starting in the center and going out too, that darkens up the middle also. Okay, clean this off. And now I'm going to use fresh freesia. You probably guessed that since I told you I like this color a lot. Grab another small blending brush, which I have covered up. Oh, there it is. And I'm going to do the same thing. Start in the middle and kind of go out. But I like this look. Sometimes if I don't want it just to be a bright cardstock color, I will grab my white cardstock and then color it with blending brushes or sponge daubers. Doing this technique, I think sponge daubers might tear it up a little bit more. The blending brushes are easier on these delicate die cuts. So that's what you can see the little white tones and lighter purples. So you're not getting just a plain old cardstock look. Okay, so clean this off. This over here. Grab my silicone mat again. I'm going to use glue again. I could use glue dot too, but I'm going to just put a little bit of the multi-purpose glue here in the center of the small one. And then I guess we'll call these petals of the rounded one are going to go in between the petals of the bottom one. Like so. They're not going to be perfect. Just get it as close as you can because some of these are not lining up just because they're different sizes. Okay. Just so some of them are kind of in between. And that's a nice thing about using the glue. When it's still wet, I can kind of twist it a little bit. But now that it's dry, it's on there good. And then later I can flick up the top ones a little bit. There's one. Bring in my purple ones. Put a little adhesive here in the center. Get that one to go back where it's supposed to go. There we go. Put this one in the center. Oh, I got that one to line up better. There we go. Hold that down. Now it's ready to go. I think that is all I need to put together here. Now I'm going to get the stamping done and finish this card. It goes together pretty quick. Now I'm going to grab, let's see here. This is a piece of basic white that is 2 3/4 by 4. I'm going to grab 2 greeting stamps. I got to sit down to find them here. There's the day. Nope, I've already used that one. Oh, no, I need that one. I had to move one of my lights. Oh, there it is. So it's hiding under there. And then I need to find this one. I'm going to clean this one off. I've used this one. I need it for another color now. Okay. Now in this one, I'm going to do the greeting. So the one that says, "This is your," I'm going to use crushed curry. And then I'm going to put it here in the top right corner. And then I'm going to use my day, and I'm going to stamp it in fresh freesia. I'm going to put this down here right underneath it. There we go. I love it when we have more than one stamp to make your sentiment. That way we can use different colors. And then the only other thing I need to stamp, I'm going to grab the inside of the card. This is a regular 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to, oh, wait a minute. I forgot one more thing. Let me bring this back in. I'm going to grab my petal pink. And I'm going to make a little border down here. I'm going to put it close to the bottom. Really kind of lining up the bottom edge of the stamp with it. There we go. So I've got my little border there. Now with this one, I'm going to take the little asterisks or starbursts. Like that better. I don't know why I keep saying asterisks. I like starbursts better. And I'm going to take my balmy blue. And I'm doing what I put borders. If I make a border on the inside, I put it on the bottom. And when I was getting ready to put this on my original card, I accidentally had it on top, and I liked it better on top. So this time I'm going to have my border on top. Now you can leave it that way, but I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to make a border going right across. There we go. So that is my little border for the top for the inside. Oops, for the inside of the card. Put that to the side. Now I can start putting this together. Got all the stamping done. So this is the regular 5.5 by 8.5 petal pink for the card. And then I'm going to line up the corners. Okay. Now I'm going to grab this piece. This was done, I kind of showed you this. This is called Cute Crochet. You've seen me use it a lot. It's a brand new one. But I liked the circle crochet sections. I thought they coordinated good with the pinwheels. So that's what this looks like. It's a little hard. There we go. I think you can see it a little bit that way. It's more of a delicate embossing. So it's not as pronounced as some of the others, but it's perfect for crochet, the crochet look. And I just lost my Stampin' Seal. Almost made it through the night without losing something. Let me grab this one here. No, this one's one that messes up on me. Oh, right there. It was under an ink pad. I knew when I started moving things around, I'd find it. Okay, this is just going to go in the center of the card. Actually, let me grab my silicone mat. I'm doing my silicone mat because that adhesive, I can lift it back up again and not mess up my adhesive. I want to put this on first. So this is a 4 by 2 inch piece of that Dandy Designs paper. It's from the clearance rack. And this is just going to go right along the bottom edge of this embossed piece. Okay, this time it doesn't look like it's hanging over. So good, I could have just put it on the card base. I always put it, if it's going from end to end, I like to put it on before I put it on the card base. That way I can trim it if I need to. Oh my goodness, it is the last card. I'm messing up. Okay, we have ribbon. I've gotten used to, I haven't used any ribbon so far. And I almost forgot I had ribbon in here. So if you get the card kit, you're going to have a 12-inch piece. This is also iridescent. This is our iridescent striped trim. So with the kit, you're going to fold this in half and cut. So you'll have two 6-inch pieces. One's for your, so they're both for your second card. So I'll just need one of them for this one. I'm going to grab my tear and tape. It does emboss nice, Mary. I agree. That Cute Crochet is a really neat folder. I like it a lot. Oh, hi, Carmel from Dallas. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're liking the cards. Okay, now, a lot of times when I do paper ribbon that you can see through, I'll decide whether to put it on top of the DSP or all on the DSP. With the lines, I kind of like it when it's halfway. So with these little stripes that are in there, I'm just lining up. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that's kind of my guide here. That center stripe, I'm putting right along the edge of the DSP. Take my tear and tape, put that on, and put this around, make sure it's straight. Now, it did move on me a little bit, so my center line's a little above the Designer Series paper. That is okay, just as long as I have it straight. And put this one on. Okay, I still have the adhesive in my corners. I don't think I'm going to have to, I'm on my add a little bit here. Get that paper backing off. Kind of jiggle that. Well, it's not coming up real well, so I'm going to push it down again. It could be I'm getting in one of the little grooves in the embossing. You want to do it very lightly and then kind of jiggle back and forth, and then I go the other end when that happens. There we go. Came off easy. You always want to go in between. Make sure you push it down so there aren't any air bubbles, and go in between the end and where the ribbon is. That's the best place to start jiggling it and getting the paper off so you don't pick up the adhesive also. And now I'll put this right here in the center. Now I can put it on. I won't be taking it off again. I totally forgot I put ribbon on there because I can't even see my original because I had to move the camera. There we go. Now I can see it. Okay, and once again, I'm not going to use any dimensionals since I'm using that pinwheel. It's going to have it up enough. We don't need any dimensionals on anything. So I'm going to grab a piece of balmy blue. This one is a 3 by 4 1/4. And then I need to grab this piece that I stamped a minute ago. This is going to go on the center of the balmy blue piece. And then I'll just put this on the center of the card with my seal. And it's just going to go right smack dab in the center of the card. That looks pretty good. Oh, hi, Mimi. Glad you got to make it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this one on first. I'm only going to put glue on that circle. Can't believe how much that one moved, but just as long as it's covering up that opening, it's going to support it just fine. I'm way off the center on that one. Okay, I'm going to put this in the corner, but I still want to see that border that I stamped down here. I'm going to kind of put it right up above it just a little bit. Hold that down till it feels like it's attached really well. That feels good. Let me bring in my silicone mat because these are kind of small, so I'm only going to put glue on the centers again. And this one is going to tuck under here, about right there. Hold that down. And then this one, turn this one over, only on the center. And it's going to go over here. It'll cover up that border a little bit, but you can still see it through the petals or whatever you want to call those. There we go. And then now that it's on, I can kind of flick some of the top ones up a little bit to give it more of a 3D effect. Even doing that, it's still lower than the pinwheel. But that just kind of gives it some dimension. Okay. Now, time to put some bling on there. I haven't put the inside in yet. Let's grab that. I already stamped it, so it just needs to go on the inside. Now, if you like the border still at the bottom, let me show you before I lay it down. You can definitely do it like that. But for some reason, I thought of doing it different this time. I kind of like it on the top. So there's the inside. Now we need to grab that bling. And I'm going to use 2 large ones. I'm going to put in the center of these because I thought they looked kind of plain. I thought about putting yellow centers in them, but I kind of liked them better this way. There we go. And then I'm going to grab a small one and put it about right here, kind of under the day. And that is it. The class is over. Got done a little early tonight. Oh, Kathy, is this your favorite one? I like it too. Yeah, when I got done with it, I was with you. I started looking at this. I thought, ooh, that looks like fireworks. I need to make a 4th of July card, even though I'm going to have to do it quick. I can't believe 4th of July is next Thursday. Oh, thanks, Romaine. You didn't like it the first time you saw it, but after you watching me tonight, you've changed your mind. Oh, good. I love to hear that. That means I've done my job. So I'll bring the cards back in. I'm going to bring the one that has the actual little die cuts out because it looks better. So there is the class. Hope you enjoyed all the cards. Oh, thanks, Christy and Marva. I'm glad you like all 3. Oh, thanks, Marva. You like all 3 of them. Thank you. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Jamie. Okay, I'm sure I missed some. Let's see. Crystal says, I can see how you could use them with fireworks. Yes, definitely. Oh, good, Mamie. I'm glad you like the card. Yeah, this is such a fun bundle. I really have, and I like that you can make different sizes of the pinwheels. Makes it pretty cool. Okay, as you're looking at the cards, I'm going to hurry up and remind you because some of you came on late. If you have not done it, if you've already done it, you're good. But if you live in the United States and want to be part of the door prize drawing tonight, then you need to do hashtag door prize. Let me get that. This is going to take away the host code, but there we go. Make sure you type it in just like you see it there, and you'll get put in the drawing here, and I will draw the winner here in just a minute of the, let's see, what are these called again? Adhesive back textured dots. These are so cool. Oh, thanks, Gladys. I'm glad you, oh, it says you may have missed. Let's see what we get to discuss. Thank you. Okay, good. Oh, thanks, Romaine. I'm glad you like the cards. The screen is kind of moving kind of fast. So I was like, okay, who said that? Okay, but these are for everybody that does the hashtag door prize tonight that lives in the United States. You do need to live in the United States to be able to be in the door prize. So if you want to be in the drawing, do that hashtag door prize, type it in exactly the way you see it there on the screen. If it's not typed in just like that, the program's not going to recognize your comment. But don't worry, on the replay one, if you don't type it in just right, no big deal, because I'm the one that puts the names into the spinning wheel that I do at the beginning of all my lives. So I'll know what you mean if it's not typed in just right. But those of you watching live, make sure you type it in just like that, and you'll get put in the drawing in this. So I will be doing that here in just a minute. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to get those in because there's always a delay, and then I'll tell you about the class while we're waiting on people to do the hashtag door prize. And just for, to remind you, everybody watching the replay and the live that does hashtag door prize will also be put in the drawing for the iridescent pearl basic jewel, basic jewels. And the winner for this will be announced at the beginning of the next live, which is going to be July 11th. I'm not going to go live next Thursday since it's July 4th. I'll be doing stuff with my family, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will be too. Oh, now Mimi, I just saw yours. Make sure you do hashtag door prize, the whole thing, just like, oh no, you're not on with Becky. But you need to make sure you do hashtag door prize, just like you see, because just hashtag door is not going to, the program's not going to recognize your comment. So I will tell you about the class real quick. I will go ahead and do the ticker because that'll make it so the hashtag door prize will stay up there for a little bit. If you place a $40 order before shipping and tax using the host code, it's just getting ready to go away. It'll show up again here in a minute on the ticker. You will get the card kits to make 2 each of these cards that I made here tonight. And then you can come back and watch the video to make the cards along with me in the video, because the replay will be there forever once this live is over. It'll never go away. So you'll have plenty of time to make the cards. So there's this. And you also get a PDF. I did forget to say that because I think I forget to say this every week. I do include a PDF that has all of the sizes written down. That's a little perk for everybody that earns the card kit. So you'll have a little PDF that'll have the links to the videos, or this video, I mean, and also links to the supply list and all that fun stuff, and all the sizes and the supplies you need to make these cards. So $40 order using the this week's host code, $40 order before shipping and tax, get you the card kits. And then you will also get added to your, where'd it go? Well, I'll pretend like this. I had a full pack, but I don't see it. Then you'll get a full pack, pretend like this is full, of the Iridescent Faceted Gems that I used tonight. So $40 order before shipping and tax with the host code, you get the card kits. $50 order, this will be added onto it. You'll get the full pack with this. If you don't do the $50 order, you can just use whatever embellishments you have on hand. And like I said, you can always substitute with another bundle if you don't have the this one, and it's called Round We Go. Okay. So I think everybody's, I'm going to take the hashtag door price down again. I'm going to go ahead and show the host code again. That way you don't have to wait for the ticker. So that's the host code that you're going to need to use. But if your order is $150 or more before shipping and tax, do not use that host code. You'll still get all of this free. You'll also get Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up. Oh, Lorraine, you are so right. Lorraine says, here, let me feature that because I forgot I can do that. I think I can get that on there. Yeah, there we go. She said you can use those as, cupcake toppers. That would be perfect with a toothpick. Oh, that is a great idea. I love that. Because I was thinking to put on gift boxes and things like that, but that is a really, really good idea. I like that. Okay, so I will put these to the side. I think I can start the drawing. Okay. So, yeah. So I told you all of that. So let's go ahead and get that going. Let me pull that up if I can find it. I can never find, there we go, the button I need to do that. Okay, I've got all set up. So everybody that did the hashtag door prize here during the live is going to be is in this drawing. So let me go ahead and start it. I've got my computer turned down, so I can't tell when the crowd quits cheering. But congratulations, Michelle. Let me get your name written down. I've got your address, so you don't need to contact me. I will mail these out the beginning part of next week when I mail out the card kits from the last class. Where'd my pencil go? There we go. I'm not going to put King down. I remember that. So that you are getting the adhesive back texture dots. So I'll get those mailed out to you if that's your address. So congratulations. Let me get that off of here. Let you see the cards one last time. I hope you guys enjoyed the class. I hope you all have. I got them kind of got them out of order. There we go. So those are all the cards. That pinwheel, if you don't have it, you're going to want to get it. Oh, I just went blank. Who brought up the? Okay, Lorraine using it as using a skewer and putting on top of a cupcake. That would be so cute. I've seen those on Pinterest. That's a Pinterest idea. Very good. Pinterest worthy is what I'm meaning to say. That's a really good idea. And definitely put on top of gifts and things like that. There's a lot you can do with this set. So, let me get my camera back down before I show me. My head was chopped off again. There we go. So I hope you guys enjoy the class. I will see you next week. Stay safe. Have a good weekend and have a great 4th of July. And I will see you again on July 11th. Hopefully I'll have some recorded videos between then and now, but definitely for the live, the next one will be July 11th. So see you later, guys. Bye. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys a lot. Oh, thanks, Ann. I just thought you said you liked the cards. Thanks.